Do you feel like something is holding you back financially so that you are not making enough progress as you should? Well, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that could be holding you back financially. And if you are able to sort these things out, you are going to definitely make progress. Even if you are able to handle just one of these, you will make significant financial progress. Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Obed. Here we talk about personal finance and wealth building. So today we are going to be talking about 5 things holding you back financially and how to break free and make significant financial progress. The first thing that holds a lot of persons back financially is playing the blame game. Now, this is a situation where people blame others for the outcomes and the results of their life. That is, they blame others for the things that have happened or the things that are happening to them currently. They can blame their parents for bringing them up in poverty or for not taking them to good schools. They may blame their uncles for not helping them. They may blame the government for not providing jobs or for how bad the society is. They just find a way to blame others for the things that are happening to them. They are not taking responsibility for the things they are seeing in their lives. This is a major reason why many people are held back financially. This is because you need to take full responsibility for your life before you can make any significant progress in life. Playing the blame game keeps you where you are not able to make any serious efforts or take any serious actions that will take you to the next level financially. You need to come to a point of maturity where you realize that I am now an adult. I am responsible for the things happening to me. Even if other persons may have contributed to what happened, but I am hugely responsible for what is happening or what has happened. I had a part to play in what went wrong at any point in my life, and I still have a huge part to play in whatever will continue to happen to me both now and in the future. That is taking responsibility for your life. The person who is always shifting blames is the person who will never make progress, because there will always be an excuse. There will always be someone or something else that is responsible for how miserable their life is, and not them. These are people who cannot do anything seriously to make progress financially because they have resigned themselves to fate, to the actions and the inactions of other persons. It is this other person or that other thing that is responsible for what is happening to them, and not what they are able to do or what they have done in the past. The second thing holding a lot of persons back is entitlement mentality. Now, entitlement mentality is a feeling of deservingness or being owed a favor by someone else without doing anything to deserve that kind of special treatment in the first place. This is where people feel that other people owe them a favor, that they deserve to be treated in some certain way. They deserve help or they deserve money from other people for no just reason other than that they have a relationship with those persons. This is closely related to playing the blame game. Here, many persons feel entitled to other people's time, other people's money, and other people's attention. They say things like, they are my parents, they are supposed to take care of me. He's my brother, he's supposed to help me. He's my uncle, I deserve to have his money. That kind of entitlement mentality keeps people poor. Now, you must understand that in life, nobody owes you anything, except of course you give them that thing with the promise that they will return it to you sometime in the future. That is the only time somebody owes you something. Now, even if you gave them that thing, but without the promise of them returning it back to you, that means you gave it to them out of your own free will. They do not owe you anything in future just because you gave them something earlier on out of your free will. So if somebody is helping you, if somebody is giving you anything, that includes even your parents, your siblings, your friends, your uncles, the government, anyone that is giving you anything, you should take it and be grateful. Even if some persons do some things they do out of a sense of duty, like if your parents are doing something out of a sense of duty, you should realize that there are people whose parents are irresponsible and they are not doing anything for them. There are persons who were born and discarded, they were thrown away even as children. There are persons who didn't know their parents. So if your parents are there for you, you should be grateful. If you ask for help and receive, you should be grateful. You should not be angry that people who give you less than you demanded for, because people have the prerequisites to do whatever they want to do with their time, their money, or their energy. You should not feel entitled to anyone's resources. The feeling of entitlement keeps you small. It reduces you to the level where you are always the one in need of help rather than the one that is offering the help to people. You should be the one that should be helping people and not the one always requiring to be helped. But the feeling of entitlement makes you that person that is angry at other people for not giving you or for giving you less than you think you deserve. The feeling of entitlement makes you relinquish responsibility. It makes you irresponsible. You are not able to work, make efforts to make progress with your life and your finances because you are looking at other persons to help you. You are angry with them for not helping you or for not giving you the adequate help that you think you deserve. Without the feeling of entitlement, you will put more pressure on yourself than you are currently. You will demand more from yourself than you are demanding from other persons. And if you are that person that demands more from yourself, then you are going to make progress financially. But if you are an entitled person who feels entitled to other people's wealth, time, attention, or resources, then you will always feel held back financially. Now, the third thing that holds people back financially is the fear of taking risks. This fear of risk taking is very real, and it is one thing that holds a lot of persons back. Now, the truth is, money making requires a lot of risks. Whether you are starting a business or investing in something, it requires you to launch into an endeavor that you are not certain of the outcome, simply because with all your research and all your testings, you are not certain of how the market will react to your product or your service, whether the market will accept it or not. For example, 80% of businesses fail within the first 1 year of operation. That is a lot of risk starting a business. So some persons are risk averse, and being risk averse means that they are afraid of taking that big leap that has the potential of exploding them financially. The risk averse person is the person that will remain in that small job where he is paid peanuts for the fear that he may not get a better job. That risk averse person is the person who will never invest in any business opportunity, even if he has the money, because of the fear of losing all or some of that money. He will even prefer to put that money in the bank where he is getting little or no interest, even if inflation is eating away the value of that money. But he will prefer that that money is there in the bank where he is looking at it, rather than in an investment opportunity that has higher potential of returns. That is a risk averse person. You need to realize that making money requires a lot of risk taking. Starting a business, investing in something that you are not certain of, even to scale a business that is currently doing well, requires a lot of courage, because it is risky. Sometimes it will mean you dealing with other people's money, but in order for you to move from this low level to go national or global, you need to scale, and that requires risk management. So the person who is able to take risks is the person who has the potential of exploding financially. So money making is a business of high risk, high returns, or low risk, low returns. If you are able to take high risks, then you will give yourself opportunity to make high returns. The idea is not for you to risk dangerously. There is a level of risk taking that is too dangerous, and of course there is a level that is too little. The idea is to always take moderate amount of risks that is able to give you considerable financial returns. The higher risk you can take, the higher money you can possibly make. That is why the persons who adopted and invested in Bitcoin when it started are the persons who became the crypto billionaires. Other persons who were afraid of losing their money remained where they are. Now you need to understand that life is basically about risk taking. It is even risky not to take risks, but what you need to know is how to actually manage risks. And the best way to manage risk is through knowledge, information. If you have enough information about a particular thing, it helps you make better decisions, and of course helps you mitigate risk. That is why financial education is very vital in wealth building, because if you are properly informed about a particular financial instrument or a particular investment opportunity, with proper education and information, you are able to sift out bad and good investments. That helps you to manage your risks and reduce your losses. That is what education helps you with. So financial education, as with general education, helps you make better financial decisions that will help you make more money and progress financially. The fourth holding people back financially is lack of relevant skills. Now, skills are extremely important in this our economy. Actually, it's a skills economy where not what you studied in school determines your value in the marketplace, but what you can do, what actually you bring to the marketplace. The value of your skill is extremely important. You see, making money is just like taking a journey to Abuja, for example. You can decide to go by road, but you can also decide to fly. But whichever vehicle you choose will determine how fast you can get there. So the skill you have is like the vehicle that you are using for your wealth building journey. There are skills that feels like as if you are crawling, while other skills feels like flying in your wealth building journey. There are skills that pay less than $5 per hour, but there are also skills that pay thousands of dollars for 1 hour. For example, there are people who earn hundreds of thousands to speak for just 2 hours. That requires a lot of mastery. But you see, with a skill that pays less than $5 per hour, even if you master that skill, they will hardly pay you anything up to $100. For example, if you are someone who learned how to type with the typewriter machine that is now obsolete, you will find that people will not be willing to pay, no matter how proficient you are in that skill. If you do not know how to type with the normal computer keyboard now, your skill is irrelevant. So you must decide to pay attention to the kind of vehicle you are using for your wealth building journey. Choosing a skill is very vital to this journey. The particular skill you choose will determine how fast you can go. There are skills that are low income paying and there are skills that are high income paying. That typewriter, for example, cannot compare to a computer programmer in this economy. So it's important that you not only choose a relevant and high income skill, but you should also master your skill, because having a relevant skill is very important. Having a high income skill is extremely important, but mastering that high income skill is everything. If you can master a high income skill in this economy, you can never be stranded. So a lot of persons are stranded, stagnated financially because they do not have a high income skill. Their skill is obsolete and irrelevant in the current marketplace. The fifth thing holding a lot of persons back is sheer laziness. Now, this is simply that they are lazy. It's not a situation where they lack the skill. For some persons, they have the skill, but they are not doing enough to make money with that skill. They are not putting in enough effort in order to produce financial results, because all in all, hard work is still very important. Even if you have the skill, if you don't put in the work required, you are not going to make the money. So even for you listening to me now, the major reason why you are down financially may just be down to sheer laziness. You know exactly what is it you need to do, but you are not just doing it. You know this skill you have, you are good at it. You have seen people who have made a lot of money practicing it, but you don't have enough motivation to do what is required. That is sheer laziness. And the reason for laziness most of the time is lack of serious desire, lack of strong desire for success, financial progress. If they have a good enough reason to make serious progress, they will do all it takes to prosper. This means they do not have a strong enough why. And to have a strong enough why, sometimes I recommend that people should get an anti-vision. An anti-vision is the opposite of vision. Now, a vision is what you want to happen, while an anti-vision is an opposite of what you want to happen. An anti-vision in this case is what will happen if you do not make progress financially. What will happen if you do not make enough money? What is the worst case scenario? If you think about it, imagine the worst thing that can happen to you if you are not making financial progress. Then you will have a strong enough reason to do what is required to move on financially. For example, what is the worst that can happen if you don't make money? First of all, you cannot afford any form of luxury in life, and you cannot afford even the most basic comfort. And then worst of all, you may not even be able to afford survival. It may get to the point that you cannot even afford the basic necessities of life, talking about food, shelter, and clothing. You cannot be able to take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones or do anything that is really important. You may not have enough time to spend with the ones you love. You may not have enough money to spoil the ones you love. You are basically at the bottom of the food chain. If you think about the worst things that can happen when you do not have any money at all, then you will have internal motivation to make progress. So sometimes if your vision is not strong enough to motivate you towards your goal, your anti-vision can do that job. No matter what it takes, make sure you have the motivation to go on and do what you need to do, else you will be held back financially. Laziness and lack of motivation has the capacity to keep you on one spot for the rest of your life. Do not allow it. The sixth thing that holds people financially, this is a bonus, is addictions. People are addicted to many things, be it alcohol, smoking, betting, pornography, sexual addictions. And the worst thing about addictions is that they are mostly capital intensive. They take away a lot of money from your hands. The very nature of addictions mean that you will always spend in order to satisfy those cravings and those urges. And some of those addictions, like betting, will require you to even put everything you have on the line. People put all their money, including all their assets, their electronics, their gadgets, even their houses and every damn thing they have into betting, and most times they lose it and go back to square zero. The same goes with things like alcohol, things like drug addictions. You keep spending and spending and trying to satisfy that addiction. Addiction is one major thing that keeps people financially down. Addiction does not only stagnate you, it actually pulls you down until you are at the very base of the financial food chain, because you will just keep spending and wasting money. If you are addicted to anything at all, you need to, as quick as possible, do all it takes to break free from such addictions. And if you are not addicted to anything, good for you, good and fine, but you should ensure that you do not experiment with any form of thing that is addictive, so that you don't end up getting addicted to anything, because addictions will drain you financially. And always ensure that you are held back and not able to build wealth and achieve financial independence. So those are the 5 things plus 1 that holds people back financially. Please do subscribe to this channel, and if you like this content, that means you will like this other one here. See you in the next video.